Ranking the Godzilla movies. Monsterverse edition. I don't care which ones you love, man, as long as we all love Godzilla. And we can love Kong too. Why not? And he's in there, because we got Kong Skull Island is in this ranking, because it's part of the Monsterverse. Me and a friend of mine, we saw Godzilla X Kong, and we actually ranked it in that video. So I will be showing his ranking in this video. But I wanted to do my ranking like this, because I might, might have to add a few things. Let's get to it.
I've got this at the top of the three. So it's this,
Okay.
and then King of the Monsters. This is like a 1A, 1B, 1C. This is margin, slim margins. King of the Monsters is second, and Godzilla vs. Kong is third.
Okay.
And the reason why I have them that way is because I appreciated the lore that they added to this. We got really deep with a whole bunch of lore and additional story. We added some new monsters. There was just a lot to this, and it felt like a much thicker steak to bite into.
Yeah.
The previous movies have been largely, not to say that this one isn't, a Smash Brothers good time. Everybody steps in a ring and goes 12 rounds with each other before you get a 5-minute intermission, and then we have another 12 rounds. This movie does that too, but we just get a little more. It's not just a brawler kaiju movie, and so I appreciate that extra bit of really good storytelling. Michael Bay can only dream of doing this. And King of the Monsters would be a very, very, very close second, because I agree, the soundtrack is just amazing. Lots of refreshes or callbacks to original soundtrack stuff from the older movies. So there's that nostalgia and appreciation for where this series, where this franchise came from in it. And you've got Rodan and Ghidorah in it, and some amazing fight sequences. Man, King of the Monsters is it's practically king of the movies. I mean, it really is. If it weren't for how much I appreciate the lore getting added into this, King of the Monsters would be at the top for me. And then Godzilla vs. Kong is also
It's just fun.
tons of fun.
Yeah.
The Mechagodzilla aspect was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Watching Godzilla and Kong go at it for, I literally think it was 3 rounds.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
All 3 of them are amazing. And again, ranking them is very hard.
Coming into dead last. And dead last, there are no losers. I love all of these movies. Okay? So, just saying the word last, anyway, let's get to it. Godzilla 2014. That's my coming in, after the other ones. 2014 is, I love it. Why would it be coming in last? Let's talk about the characters. They're okay. Godzilla isn't fully Godzilla yet. His look is not at the right stage yet. His opponents are, just kind of okay. His atomic breath is not at the right stage yet. Now, we know that the Mutos, the reason why his atomic breasts, the reason why his atomic breath wasn't up to par was because the Mutos were like draining his radiation or whatever. But still love the movie. I actually really, the intro music, the theme or whatever, I dig that. That's in one of my playlists. Hell yeah. Second to bottom, is gonna be this most recent Godzilla X Kong. I guess what would put this at where it is in the position is because human characters that I enjoyed from Godzilla vs. Kong, some of them come back. I don't like that Tyree Henry's character was reduced to a very stereotypical only black character in the movie. Almost a Finn in The Last Jedi drop for his character in this movie. But that's one of my reasons, okay? And the exposition gets a bit long in the tooth in this movie, and a bit much. I love the Monsterverse for using their human characters to push its toppings on my Godzilla pizza. Push that plot forward. But good God, these people in this one are like, yes, Godzilla, the reason why he took 4 steps instead of 5 steps, I mean, they are very specific with their exposition and it is long winded. However, I still loved it. Guess that might be, I guess Mothra could have been given a little bit more stuff to do, but so glad to see Mothra back. Out of the two, 2014 or Godzilla X Kong, I'm going to throw Godzilla X Kong on more often. Yeah. Coming in next, Kong Skull Island is amazing. You'll hear more about it in my ranking the King Kong movies, which will be the next video I post, because I rank it in that one too. But in the Monsterverse, Kong Skull Island comes in above 2014 and above Godzilla X Kong, so it's right here in the middle. I like the human characters, not maybe not so much the Tom Hiddleston character, because I'm so sick of seeing that type of character in movies. You know, the most awesome white dude in the world. But I didn't hate it. I didn't hate him. So it's a very easy movie to watch, fun movie to watch. Kong is great in that movie. So we're down to 2. Coming in next is, and my ranking might be different from a lot of other people, but hey, you like Godzilla? We like Godzilla. There's no argument to be had. Godzilla versus Kong is my number 2, second from the top, which means you already know what the top is. I'll tell you why. But Godzilla versus Kong. Oh! We did a private screening of this, and I don't know how divided it was, but I do know this, that when Kong won the second round, a large portion of I was in the front row for some reason. Me and my students and my friends. But a large portion of the people behind us were cheering like, yeah, and they were saying my name out loud. Yeah, what you say about that type of stuff. And we just sat there and we waited patiently, because Godzilla had already won one round in the water, which was not fair. I'll agree. It was not fair. Then we had that final round, which really, and Godzilla whooped that ass. And he should whoop that ass. I know people will make the argument of, well, apes are smarter and they use tools and this, that, and the other. Yeah, but that's people who don't watch things like National Geographic. Apes run away from predators. Predators smaller and weaker than them. They don't use weapons to... Yeah, so Kong is better than your average. If he actually acted like an ape, he'd have been dead a long time ago. So they gave him buffs and they gave him an axe. Godzilla whooped that ass. This movie is so much fun. I do not like the soundtrack. It took a dive from King of the Monsters, but I still have like one of the tracks in a playlist. Got Mechagodzilla with the soul of King Ghidorah. That was cool. The people will say, well, Kong beat Mechagodzilla, and none of those people take under consideration that Godzilla swam for like days, fought King Kong twice, beat him, and then drilled a hole through the center of the earth. They feel like Godzilla just wasn't tired from any of that. But yes, he was. He was extremely drained. The director said that if that had been a fresh Godzilla, things would have been different for Mechagodzilla. So, even though he was drained, he still had to help Kong beat Mechagodzilla, and together, and that's just the scene at the end where King Kong has the axe, kind of like Conan's mom had the sword and Conan the Barbarian, and Godzilla is Thulsa Doom, and he's like, you better put that axe down. And then Kong's like, all right, maybe I should. I don't want to go another round with the big G. Love that movie. Coming in at number 1 is Godzilla, King of the Monsters. And man, this movie, it's perfect. It's perfect for someone like me who loves Godzilla, but then also watched Godzilla movies. When you consider the entire library, this is the perfect Godzilla movie. It's got the cheese, it's got the monster fighting, it's got the music, but at the same time, it has something that none of those others have, except for maybe Shin God, but did that come out after it? They make these monsters look so iconic, feel so iconic. You can feel the weight The weight is perfect. The movements are perfect for me. When I watched Godzilla movies as a kid, I this is what I pictured. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I knew Godzilla was a man in a suit. I knew he looked goofy, but what I was wishing was that he would look like this. This is what it would be. You know, in my imagination, I built it up to more than what I saw as a kid. And this is the closest thing I can this is better than what I imagined. This is it. So, King of the Monsters, that's my number one. Number one is my kid. At the bottom is 2014. Next up, Godzilla x Kong. Next up, Kong Skull Island. Second to top, Godzilla vs. Kong. And number one, King of the Monsters. That soundtrack goes so hard, harder than your father, and that's the truth. If you got beef, boy, then I got proof. Milk. Look him up. So, yeah. Anyway, that's my ranking. Until next time, peace.